My beloved child, have you ever questioned why you've been through so many conflicts from the beginning? From your earliest recollections, it seems that hurdles, problems, and assaults have pursued you mercilessly. But this is no coincidence. It is the most obvious indicator that you are one of God's chosen ones. Your purpose and potential were obvious to the spiritual world as a youngster, thus the adversary has been attacking you from birth. The reality is that no weapon made against you will flourish. Comment 999 below as a shield of affirmation, and let your faith shine brightly for yourself and others. And to all who have supported our message via super thanks, we thank you for joining us on this path of faith. Forces of evil recognized and felt the power inside you from the minute your soul decided to embark on this earthly path. The adversary has always sensed your brightness, the gift you bring, and the effect you're meant to make. That is why every struggle, every adversity, seems to be purposefully intended to discourage, weaken, or even destroy your spirit. However, keep in mind that this is not at random or by chance. The problems you faced were purposeful efforts to dull your light before you realized how amazing you were. Now, as we go further into this message, let us consider what it actually means to be chosen and why God promises to recompense you double for every tear, struggle, and moment of anguish. God's chosen ones have attempted to destroy you from infancy. God will compensate you twice for your suffering. Music, from an early age, it seemed as if life itself attempted to knock you down. Did you ever notice how things appeared strange, even as a child? Perhaps you had heightened awareness, sense energy that others missed, or knowing that existence contained secrets well beyond the surface. This understanding, however, came at a cost. Those early hurdles were not unintentional, they were meant to make you feel strange, out of place, and even alone. They were subtle strikes designed to disturb your foundation before you could realize the power of your goal. Have you seen any recurring indications in your life, such as hawks coming at critical periods or feeling the wind stir about you during times of stillness? In the Bible, animals are often used as symbols of God's instruction. Hawks, like the dove that landed on Jesus after his baptism, Matthew 3 verse 16, as a symbol of heavenly acceptance, might be reminders from above. They are more than just birds, they are messengers from higher realms, calling you to transcend worldly boundaries. They remind you that your fate is not determined by what others see or think, but by a calling that goes far beyond the commonplace. These indications are not coincidences, they are milestones on your path, reminding you that you are supposed to burst through boundaries and transcend. Have you ever thought that these indications may be God's way of informing you that you are not alone, that you have been looked after from the beginning? Hawks, with their keen eyesight and capacity to fly, represent the heights to which you are destined to go. They encourage you not to be held back by the constraints and uncertainties imposed by this world. You were made to fly, to reach spiritual heights beyond what the world's eyes can perceive, just as the eagle renews its power, Isaiah 40 verse 31. But what if these indicators are actually a challenge, training you to believe in something you can't see? Are you ready to accept that greater calling, letting go of worldly misgivings and accepting the heavenly indications that guide you forward? As we go, consider how these events have formed you, not to weaken you, but to prepare you for a life beyond the ordinary. Your energy has always been unique, with a magnetic quality that people cannot not but notice. Some people are instinctively attracted to it, enthralled by the warmth you emanate, much like moths to light. Others, however, see this same light as a danger and want to dampen it out of envy, misunderstanding, or fear. This response is not an accident. Powerful energy often attracts attention, even from individuals who may not completely understand its source or depth. In Genesis, we see how Joseph's brothers became jealous of his dreams and favor, causing them to reject him. However, They could never stop his destiny, Genesis 37. Similarly, the singularity of you has elicited both respect and hostility. Astrology and birth signs may sometimes reveal aspects of this tremendous influence. If you are an Aquarius, the water carrier, you have the gift of vision, with insights that often question conventional knowledge and mold the future, much like John the Baptist, who paved the way and challenged people to something higher. You might be the one who generates transformational ideas. Or, if you're a Gemini, you may feel able to bridge many worlds, traversing between the material and spiritual with ease, similar to Solomon, whose wisdom linked heaven's knowledge with worldly problems. Understand this deeply: no matter how much people try to hold you back or derail you, they will never be able to take away what has been divinely engraved in your soul. External influences may divert or challenge you, but they will never reach the core of who you are. Just as Jeremiah was selected and set aside before he was born, Jeremiah 1 verse 5, your purpose is woven into the very core of your being. Regardless of the difficulties, your light is too brilliant, and your goal is too important to be obliterated by jealousy or fear. Ask yourself whether these trials have merely increased your commitment. Has each failure served as a stepping stone in refining your purpose? Consider how God's hand has led you through, ensuring that your distinctive light, your essence, stays untarnished and ready to shine even brighter. Consider those early years when you felt like an outsider, questioned your value, and wondered whether you actually belonged. These sensations may have seemed to be weaknesses at the time, but they were really indicators of your inner power, even before you realized it. The adversary detected this power and attempted to suppress it before you could comprehend its enormity. The early difficulties, those periods of solitude and self-doubt, were not unexpected. They were deliberate efforts to undermine you from the start, just as Moses was attacked as a newborn by powers wanting to block his destiny, Exodus 1. Your hardship started when you were too young to see the strength inside, but look where you are today. Despite the difficulties and constant efforts to discourage you, you have persevered. Your light shines even brighter, a monument to the perseverance that was built within you from the beginning. The enemies overestimated your capacity to rise, unaware that each test would sharpen rather than weaken you. Every moment of uncertainty has increased your awareness and strengthened your connection to the divine. It is similar to the refiner's fire described in the Bible, in which gold is cleaned via heat, Malachi 3 verse 3. In the same manner, each hardship has cleansed your soul, exposing your genuine, unshakable nature. And as you continue to ascend, this adventure is far from done. With each stride forward, the spiritual fight surrounding you may escalate, but so does your power. The Bible tells us that, greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world, 1 John 4 verse 4, and your perseverance demonstrates this fact. The powers who formerly wanted to extinguish your light now perceive it as brighter than ever, lighting not just your path but also encouraging others around you. Have you ever noticed how each battle appears to strengthen your determination, bringing you closer to the purpose that God has weaved into your life? As the obstacles arrive, your strength becomes stronger, serving as a reminder that nothing can separate you from the purpose you were created to do. Remember, you were never meant to tackle these challenges on your own. Divine powers, spiritual friends, and even your ancestors have protected and directed you from your first breath. They have served as invisible guardians, sheltering you from the darkness and preparing you for a task that only you can do. Every step, every lesson, has been part of a larger plan, not only to help you survive, but to enable you to flourish. Deep inside, there has always been a calm understanding, a gentle whisper that you are here for something special. You have a sensation that a heavenly mission is emerging, a purpose designed just for you to fulfill. You did not choose this mission, it chose you, just as David was chosen to be king despite being the youngest and least probable of his siblings, 1 Samuel 16. God chose you specifically because He knew you would be strong and resilient. He recognized attributes in you that no one else had, and He knew you were the only one capable of fulfilling this precious mission. This is exactly why the problems you've encountered have been persistent. The hardships were not designed to harm you. Instead, they serve as proof of your divine destiny. The opponent sees your potential and is afraid of what you can do if you truly accept your job. Have you noticed how each challenge tends to enhance your consciousness, strengthen your soul, and bring you closer to your calling? According to Paul, we are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, 2 Corinthians 4 verse 8. The fights you confront are not evidence of weakness, but of strength, confirmation of your intended great influence. And as you continue to ascend, the forces of resistance tremble, knowing that once you completely embrace your divine purpose, their impact will pale in contrast to the brightness you bring into the world. Consider this truth: every struggle has served to equip, refine, and disclose the tools that have always been inside you. Each time you overcome hardship, you get closer to the destiny carved in your soul. The issue is, are you ready to accept this divine calling and follow the road that has been carved out for you since before time began? Here's the amazing truth: God didn't simply choose you for this adventure, He gave you every instrument you'd ever need to complete it. He knew the road you would take from the start, and He instilled in you the power, knowledge, and resilience needed to conquer each obstacle. The conflicts you confront, although they may seem overwhelming, are not hurdles designed to defeat you. They are tools of preparation. Each obstacle that arises, each hardship that tries your determination, sharpens your abilities and refines your soul in preparation for the bigger goal. In this manner, God's supernatural protection has been at work from the beginning, transforming what the adversary intended to hurt into a process of fortification. Consider how each setback has made you stronger. The Bible tells us that, though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again, Proverbs 24 verse 16. With each fall, you recover, not as the same person, but as someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The purpose God has set inside you is not just important, it is fiercely safeguarded by His promise. Regardless of the forces that oppose you, they cannot change the result He has already determined. This journey is a testament to His strength, and it runs through every chapter of your life. This isn't a win based just on human strength or determination. The triumph is guaranteed by the divine force that runs through you, the same power that resurrected Christ from the grave and dwells within you, Romans 8 verse 11. This aim is part of a tale written by God Himself, in which your accomplishment is not only feasible, but inevitable. So, when you feel the weight of your goal, realize that you are not on this journey alone. The Creator has already determined the result. Pause and reflect: how have these fights shown your secret strengths? How has each struggle helped you comprehend the depth of your purpose? This journey is about more than simply endurance, it is about being the person God created you to be, equipped, powerful, and unshakable. The issue remains: are you prepared to completely embrace this mission, knowing that triumph is already yours? His heavenly force inside you contains something much more profound, hidden mysteries and ancient knowledge that you may not completely grasp. These secrets are intertwined deep into your DNA, like threads in a holy tapestry. This is more than just a metaphor, it is a spiritual heritage, a reservoir of wisdom handed down through countless centuries, waiting to be awakened when you are ready. Have you ever pondered why you feel differently? Why do you get the feeling that there is more to you than what others see? This sensation represents the stirring of a legacy, a heritage of knowledge, strength, and light that the world desperately needs. Those who travel in the darkness are aware of this secret strength. Secret groups, dark creatures, and demonic powers are all well aware of the light you bear, and they are terrified of what will happen if you truly accept it. According to the Bible, powers wanted to destroy Christ before his ministry could begin, Matthew 2. Similarly, these enemies are not just passive spectators. They've been watching you from the shadows, seeking to distract you and swerve you off track. Their goal is to repress your abilities before you grasp their full potential and potency. However, they fail to comprehend that your abilities, mission, and old knowledge are not just yours, they are safeguarded by a greater authority. This supernatural protection surrounds and preserves the precious wisdom inside you, just as God guarded Daniel in the lion's lair, see Daniel 6 verse 22. He has erected a protective hedge around you, ensuring that your talents stay intact and unharmed by the forces seeking to take them away. The adversary may attempt to build hurdles, to sow seeds of doubt or distraction, but they cannot penetrate the essence of what God has put inside you. So, ask yourself, what would happen if you completely embraced this heavenly legacy? What changes may occur if you choose to embrace the power you were born with? This quest is about more than simply surviving the assaults, it's about discovering a deeper sense of purpose that has the potential to transform the world. The issue remains, are you ready to let these abilities come to life, knowing that nothing can prevent you from fulfilling the divine mission that has been fashioned inside you? This is why your purpose is really important. You were not sent here to fit in or live a normal life. You are here to upend the current quo, to shine a light in the midst of darkness, and to confront forces that have held mankind captive for eons. The opponent is fully aware that if you succeed, their plans will fail, and their agenda will collapse. That is why they have persistently attacked you, attempting to shatter your spirit. But realize this, you were designed for this struggle. The Creator created you to bear strain, to rise in the face of adversity, and to carry out the task for which you were specifically selected. There will definitely be times when the load seems unbearable, when the weight of this vocation appears too much to carry. Even the toughest fighters have times of uncertainty. But remember, God has already written your triumph into reality. Your steps are under heavenly protection, and you are encircled by powers beyond explanation that guide you every step of the way. When Moses questioned his abilities to lead, God assured him, "I will be with you," Exodus 3 verse 12. Similarly, you are not traveling this route alone, God is with you, supporting you for each step of this incredible trip. Your objective goes beyond personal achievement. It's about the lives you're intended to touch, the souls you're here to awaken, and the legacy you want to leave behind. Every time you rise, you demonstrate to others that they, too, can overcome obstacles. Every time you burst through the darkness, you create a trail for others to follow. You, like Joshua guiding the Israelites into the promised land, are a leader, a guide, and a beacon of hope in a world in need of light and truth. Stand steadfast with bravery and conviction. God has selected you for this task, and no power, no darkness, can take away that divine calling. The opposition may try to scare you, but your objective is secure, and triumph is already certain. Are you prepared to completely embrace this purpose, knowing that you are not only meant to achieve, but also to guide others to the light? Stand tall, for you were built for this. Each victory you claim demonstrates the power and purpose God has put in you. I sense a strong desire to share something important to you, chosen one. The constant assaults you've faced from infancy are not an accident, and the causes for them are not unknown. The opposition has always dreaded the grandeur you are meant to portray. It is time to turn every unpleasant event into a source of strength. The difficulties and scars came in a variety of ways, frequently via people closest to you. Sometimes the individuals who were meant to protect and nurture you become the source of your greatest misery. This is not easy to accept, but that is the brutal fact. The adversary usually delivers the most damaging strikes via our closest connections because he knows the effect is greater. The adversary realizes that a shattered heart can weaken even the strongest spirit, so they repeatedly attempted to break yours, aiming to undermine the basis of your mission. Perhaps you were betrayed, abandoned, or even abused by the individuals you believed you could trust. These were not random acts of cruelty, they were deliberate, targeted strikes designed to darken your light before you ever noticed it was there. The adversary tried to use your grief to create boundaries around your heart, preventing you from realizing your full potential. But here's the unexpected miracle: your resilience. You have withstood every effort to break you, just as Joseph overcame betrayal by his own brothers before rising to a position of authority and purpose, Genesis 50 verse 20. They attempted to injure you early on, seeking to ruin your mission before it ever started, but they failed to recognize the power that was woven into your soul from the start. With each betrayal and heartache, you became stronger, wiser, and more determined. Have you ever considered how different your life might be if you hadn't endured such difficulties? Every wound has changed you, exposing layers of strength and compassion that make you uniquely capable of carrying out your purpose. It serves as a reminder that the enemy's methods cannot change God's plan. The agony you've endured is not the conclusion of your tale, rather, it marks the beginning of a transformational witness. Now is the moment to convert every pain into a victory, to reclaim every aspect of your past as fuel for the journey ahead. You have endured more than most people can imagine, the depths of anguish, tragedy, and heartache that have distinguished your life. There were moments when everything seemed impossible, yet here you are, not just surviving but also emerging stronger. Each wound you bore has become a source of power, each scar is a sign of your tenacity, a proclamation that no matter what the adversary does, you will prevail. This is more than just survival, it's a testimonial to your inner strength, which even continuous assaults cannot destroy. The trauma you've been through is more than just a sequence of terrible occurrences, it's been a spiritual attack designed to prevent you from fulfilling your divine mission. The enemy's purpose was to imprison you in a cycle of suffering, to keep reliving memories of betrayal and anguish until they defined your whole life. But the adversary misjudged the depth of your soul. The Bible tells us in Romans 8 verse 37 that we are more than conquerors because He loves us. Your spirit, robust and reinforced by the divine, has refused to remain down, breaking away from the suffering that was intended to bind it. Consider each unpleasant memory as a stepping stone in your path. Just as fire refines gold, each challenge purifies and strengthens your character, exposing a rare and tremendous resilience. Have you noticed that every time you choose to climb above, you feel a bit closer to your true self? A reality that the opponent urgently attempted to conceal. The scars you bear are not signs of loss, they are badges of success, evidence of battles waged and won. They remind you that the fortitude that got you through the agony defines you, not the anguish itself. As you continue on your goal, realize that your strength is bigger than whatever tragedy you've experienced. Every event, every moment of perseverance, has prepared you for the journey ahead. Now is the moment to completely regain your power, knowing that your narrative of perseverance and divine might will serve as a light for others on a similar journey. The agony you underwent was never intended to define you, rather, it was designed to display your indestructible spirit. You are now entering a significant period of healing, a time to let go of whatever that no longer serves your soul. This is the time to let go of the past and remove the weights that formerly hung on your heart. While your scars have formed some aspects of your path, they do not define who you are. Now is the moment to say, I release what no longer serves me, and feel that affirmation rise from your spirit like a breath of liberation. Spiritual purification awaits you, whether via writing, where you pour out all of your unsaid grief on the paper, or through mirror work, where you face your own gaze and recover your power. Healing is your inheritance, a holy process that was always intended to be part of your path. You weren't designed to bear the weight of this grief eternally. It was merely a chapter, not the end. As you recover, you will discover that the exact things that were once meant to kill you have become sources of your greatest power. You will emerge from the ashes of your trauma with a resilience that defies expectation, much like the phoenix, reborn more powerful than ever before. The enemy's biggest mistake was underestimating your capacity to heal, ascend, and morph. They expected the pain to shatter you, but in reality, it has revealed a depth of strength and knowledge inside you that nothing can reduce. Your recovery path is much more than just personal regeneration. It is a revolutionary act in a society that lives on disorder, discord, and suffering. Choosing to heal is a brave act of defiance against the forces that would have you remain damaged. Each step toward wholeness is a reclaiming of your spiritual mission, a reaffirmation of your destiny. As you recover, you not only repair yourself, but you also become a beacon of hope for others who are still struggling. Your path demonstrates that healing is possible, atonement is genuine, and triumph is achievable. You demonstrate to others, via example, that they, too, can overcome whatever was meant to ruin them. Are you prepared to completely embrace this shift, understanding that each step is a return to your best self? Every layer of healing brings you closer to regaining your destiny. As you travel this journey, you brighten the way for others, demonstrating that genuine strength is found not in avoiding hardship, but in rising above it. Your rehabilitation is a gift not just to yourself, but to everyone who believes they, too, can be whole again. This season of recovery will provide you with significant challenges. It will force you to confront the darkness inside, to face the memories and repressed feelings that may have felt better to let alone. But remember that every stride into the darkness takes you closer to the light on the other side. True freedom lies beyond the anguish, and when you overcome it, you will be indestructible. God brought you through the fire to purify you, not destroy you. You, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, walked unhurt through the fiery furnace. Daniel 3 verse 27, have withstood fires that cleanse rather than consume. And now, when you emerge, God is preparing a tremendous inheritance for you, a recompense for your perseverance. The difficulties, hardships, and tests you've encountered were not insignificant. They were steps towards your goal. Psalm 23 verse 5 states, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." This is no ordinary table, it is laid with dignity, salvation, and heavenly favor. Imagine this: the table God has prepared for you sits before those who questioned you, attempted to stymie your development, and never imagined you would get this far. God's favor on you is not veiled, it is clearly shown as a testimonial to His constancy and your tenacity. Have you thought about what it means to receive this bequest in such a way? This table represents not just the rewards you've gained by endurance, but also the victory of light over darkness, faith over doubt. As you enter this season of restoration, remember that your health and strength are living testaments. You are becoming unstoppable, a light of hope for others who are still trapped in their sorrow. This is your prize, your heavenly legacy, and it demonstrates that every difficulty you suffered was part of a larger design. Your inheritance is more than just material, yet concrete benefits will follow. Money, resources, and new chances will come into your life as part of God's plan. But, more than that, your heritage is fundamentally spiritual. You are endowed with knowledge, insight, and a depth of understanding that will lead you through every stage of your journey. In Scripture, Solomon sought for knowledge, and God not only provided it, but also rewarded him with unprecedented riches. 1 Kings 3 verse 13. Similarly, you will get heavenly recompense for every tear shed, struggle waged, and hurdle surmounted. Claim it now, this inheritance is mine, and it is coming to me. With these words, you connect with the divine flow of riches that has been saved up for this particular time, when you are ready to receive. Balance is being restored in your life. After years of instability, when it seemed like the earth was continually changing under you, you're entering a period of stability. The commotion is dissipating, and the calm you've sought is finally taking root in your heart and mind. You are achieving balance between your bodily and spiritual lives, laying the groundwork for plenty to blossom. Just like Job was restored with twice as much as he had before his tribulations, Job 42 verse 10, you are entering a period of divine restoration as well. Remember, wealth is more than just financial gain. True riches includes the spiritual, emotional, and relational dimensions of life. It is the inner calm that comes from fearlessly following your spiritual destiny. It is the delight that fills your heart when you see the people you touch and encourage along the journey. This riches includes the love and support of individuals who understand your soul and journey and will stand by you while you complete your purpose. Ask yourself whether you are ready to embrace not merely financial prosperity, but holistic riches that changes your soul and life. This season of balance is the answer to your prayers. It is a time to nurture your spirit, grow your connections, and rest your heart. Accept it wholeheartedly, knowing that each blessing brings you closer to completing the purpose God has put inside you. As you ascend, may you continue to encourage others to trust in their own journey to wholeness and divine prosperity. This inheritance is not only for you, it is a gift intended to change your whole family. The richness you are going to receive will have an impact on future generations, ending the cycle of lack, poverty, and struggle. In Deuteronomy 30 verse 9, God promises to prosper you abundantly in all your efforts, not only for the present but also for future generations. You are constructing a foundation for your children, grandchildren, and even their children to build on, leaving a legacy of riches that will last well beyond your lifetime. As you enter this new season of affluence, remember to remain true to your mission. Wealth is a tool, a gift, that facilitates your trip, not the journey itself. Just as King David utilized his riches to prepare for the temple's construction, which was eventually completed by his son Solomon, you are laying the groundwork for a path of wealth and stability for those who follow you. Your legacy is more than simply worldly wealth, it is one of knowledge, integrity, and divine harmony. So, as you manage this gift, utilize it wisely and purposefully. When money is led by the heart and based in God's design, it flows easily and returns in greater abundance. Your meticulous, purposeful approach will continue to attract and magnify prosperity, transforming each gift into a foundation for future generations. Consider how you might utilize this money to not only bless your own life, but also to elevate and empower others on whom you are meant to have an influence in the next season. Let every choice be purposeful, realizing that you are not just receiving this gift, you are laying the groundwork for a legacy of light, wealth, and divine favor. You have stayed loyal even during times of adversity, being devoted to your objective in the face of limited resources. God is now repaying that unshakable faith. Doors are opening, blessings are flowing in, and the inheritance promised to you is finally arriving. As you embrace the totality of your divine purpose, something astonishing occurs inside you, a deep awakening to your own power. For years, the world has attempted to persuade you that you are insignificant, that you are just another soul on earth. But, deep down, didn't you know that wasn't true? You've had an inner knowing for years, a subtle but persistent feeling that you are unique and destined for something much more than the ordinary. This is not a fleeting epiphany, it is a profound spiritual revolution. In the Bible, we find a comparable time in Esther's life. She, too, realized she had been put in this position for a reason, Esther 4 verse 14. Just as Esther awoke to her heavenly destiny, you are now gaining a knowledge of God's special purpose for you. With each new insight, you start to notice things that were before concealed. Truths that seemed out of reach before are now becoming clearer. As you awaken, your sense of purpose becomes more clear. This clarity provides a stronger feeling of direction, reminding you that every struggle and failure was part of a larger plan to prepare you for this moment. Just as Joseph's trials prepared him to rescue a country, Genesis 50 verse 20, your difficulties have shaped you, preparing you for the effect you are supposed to make. The awareness you are experiencing is more than simply information, it is a revelation that gives your mission meaning and confidence. Consider this: how will you go ahead with this newfound clarity? As each layer of awareness is revealed, you realize that every stage of your life has been divinely arranged to get you to this moment. Embrace this moment, knowing that the power inside you has always been there, waiting for you to completely realize your destiny. This is your chance to shine, to embody the power and purpose that God has instilled in you, and to walk fearlessly on the path He has laid out. Awakening to your actual power has problems, one of which is becoming a target. As your consciousness grows, so does the resistance around you. Dark forces that you formerly ignored are now taking attention. They detect a change inside you, a growing strength, and they know that if you completely embrace this power, their hold on you and others will weaken. They are scared by who you are becoming, knowing that your awakened purpose challenges their very control. However, here is the real truth: you are under heavenly protection. According to Isaiah 54 verse 17, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The opponent may try to launch assaults, but each one will fail. Your strength is not anchored in this world, it comes from the heavenly source that created you. Just as Elisha's servant was shown an army of angels around them for safety, 2 Kings 6 verse 17, you, too, are protected by angelic soldiers who accompany you on your trip. You are encircled by a luminous light, bolstered by a spiritual God who walks by you every step of the journey. The powers that protect you are beyond the enemy's grasp, knowledge, and control. This light, this supernatural protection, demonstrates the purpose that has been put inside you. As the powers of evil quiver at your rising, know that your path and goal are protected by invisible but profoundly strong friends. Consider this: how will you proceed, knowing that you are protected by light and encircled by a legion of holy warriors? With this protection, you may confidently pursue your goals, knowing that no power can overcome the divine might inside you. Allow this awareness to fuel your confidence, allowing you to fully embrace the calling that is unfolding, certain that you are protected, unstoppable, and meant to succeed. This awakening is only the beginning of a tremendous shift. You are entering a new season of development, one that will manifest spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Gifts that have long been latent inside you are now being ignited, bursting out with fresh vigor and purpose. Your intuition sharpens, your ability to materialize grows, and your connection to the divine mind strengthens. You are entering a version of yourself that beyond everything you could have imagined. However, with this development comes a holy obligation. As you discover your inner strength, you understand that your quest goes far beyond yourself. You have been selected not just to improve your own spirit, but also to lead, guide, and inspire others around you. Jesus reminded his followers of their responsibility as lights in the world by declaring, "You are the light of the world." A town situated on a hill can't be concealed, Matthew 5 verse 14. Similarly, you are becoming a beacon for others, lighting the road with your example and demonstrating what is possible when one travels in accordance with their divine purpose. Others will gravitate around you as you mature, seeking your knowledge, support, and advice. This is not just a result of your change, it is an essential component of your goal. You were selected to be a light in the darkness, a source of hope and guidance for others who are still experiencing their own awakening. Your path, hardships, and victories will serve as a guide for others, motivating them to claim their own power. Have you considered the consequences of your influence? As you travel this route, each stride not only develops you but also illuminates the path for those who follow. This awakening is more than just for your benefit, it is a spiritual summons to rise, lead, and demonstrate to others the power they possess. Accept your position with humility and purpose, knowing that your path demonstrates the power of divine alignment and that, through you, many will discover the courage to awaken. There will be hurdles along the way. As you progress, you will face new challenges, tests, and even opponents. Despite these difficulties, you will meet new people, find hidden abilities, and obtain deeper insights that will move you ahead. Every step you take gets you closer to achieving your divine mission. Each obstacle you conquer isn't simply a success, it's a step toward the next stage of your objective. There will definitely be times when you feel the weight of this journey bear down on you, when you feel lonely or overwhelmed by the obligations of your awakening. Remember God's promise in Isaiah 41 verse 10, "Fear not, for I am with you, be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen and aid you, I will support you with my righteous right hand." You are never really alone. The supernatural walks by you, guiding, supporting, and protecting you, no matter how difficult the road may seem. When you're doubting yourself or feeling overwhelmed, realize that your trip isn't just for you. You are creating a path for those who are still lost in the darkness and need someone like you to show them the way. Just as Moses led his people out of slavery, you are here to help, inspire, and pull others out of their own difficulties. Each stride forward, every triumph against darkness, casts a light on those who follow. So, when the going gets tough, let the fact that you are not alone and that your mission goes beyond yourself give you courage. You are a part of a greater tale, one that impacts people's lives, elevates their spirits, and sheds light on others who are still looking. Accept your calling, knowing that every adversity is a stepping stone, every success a lighthouse, and that through your path, others will get the strength to wake up. The growth you're experiencing now is only the beginning of something much bigger. A road of growth awaits, full with new gifts, deeper insights, and plentiful benefits. You are entering a season of limitless possibility, in which all you have worked for and dreamed of will begin to appear. Trust the process, love the trip, and know you're exactly where you're supposed to be. As you grow, keep in mind that your strength has no bounds. Philippians 4 verse 13 reminds us that, "I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me." The only obstacles you confront are doubts that attempt to persuade you differently, but these are illusions. You are more than enough. You always have been and will be. The almighty hand that created you understood what mission you were supposed to perform and provided you with everything you needed to succeed. The world is waiting for you to completely embody this power. This is the time. You were selected, and no power can take away what God has given you. The adversary may attempt, but they cannot undo what has been predestined for you. So rise with confidence, accept the call on your life, and allow this season of development propel you to new heights. Finally, realize that you were selected for a reason much greater than what you can perceive now. Every difficulty, every hardship, and every opportunity for development has prepared you for this season of blessing and wealth. As you go on, remember that you are completely prepared, protected, and capable of carrying out your heavenly duty. The trip ahead is full with possibilities and growth, and the power inside you is infinite. Embrace it, knowing that no force can take away what God has planned for you. If you found this message meaningful, I ask you to help us further our goal by contributing via Super Thanks. It allows us to continue spreading these messages of hope and purpose. Whether you give, we appreciate your presence and participation in this spiritual journey. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who may use some encouragement. In the comments, enter Amen to confirm your commitment to fully embodying your power and purpose. May God richly bless every one of you as you travel this journey. Your journey is important, and we are pleased to be a part of it.